Okay, and let's take another question. 2007 NECO question. This was not an objective question, it was a theory question. It says, if y plus 2, y plus 6, and y plus 14 are consecutive terms of a geometric progression, find the I, value of y, and hence the GP, II, 42nd term of the GP, leaving your answer in index form. All right, try to solve it and we compare our answers. Okay, let's take solution of this. Let's solve it so we can have our answers. Let's write down the values. The first one we have is y plus, we have y plus 2, and this one we have y, rather, let me mention this for y, we have y plus 6. The last one we have y plus, that is y plus 14. All right, so the first thing that we need to find will be for us to find the value of y. Then when we have the value of y, then go ahead to find the GP. But have this in mind that each of these is a single number. Each of it is a single number. So just have that in mind, and we need to solve for them as if they are a single number, because they are already single numbers separated by these commas. Since we are told that it is a GP, so the first thing that we would have done, we are going to do, will be for us to use what we call the common ratio rule. Using the common ratio rule. Common ratio rule just says that the common ratio of this to this is the same as the common ratio of this to this. That's what common ratio rule says. So the common ratio rule is the same. Anything that we divide with, the nearest number that we divide together, will also give us the same if we should divide this and this together. So using the common ratio rule is what we're going to do right now. So to be okay, I want to number these terms. Let's number this term: term 1, term 2, term 3. Term 1, term 2, and term 3. All right, so with the common ratio rule, term 2 all over term 1 will be the same as saying term 3 all over term 2. This is what we mean by common ratio rule. If you divide this with this, term 1, it will be the same like if you should divide this with term 2. Let's replace this. Term 2 here is what? Term 2 is y plus 6 all over term 1. And term 1, all right, I want to do this. And term 1 is y plus 2. So we have here y plus 2. Okay. Now we are told that all this will be equal to this as well. So term 3, we are told that term 3 is y plus 14. So let's have it y plus 14. That's 14. Okay, so we're dividing it with term 2. Term 2 is y plus 6. Okay, So the next thing that we're going to do here will be for us to cross and multiply, so we can take away the fraction. So to cross and multiply this will come here, multiply this will come here, multiply that. So we cross and multiply. Now this here, okay, y plus 2, all in bracket. Let me use this bracket. Okay, let's maintain that. All in bracket. We'll multiply y plus 14, all in bracket. Multiply, I should maintain one for my brackets color. All right, multiply y plus, okay, plus 14. We're done with that. Everything we go to this right hand side now. Right hand side now will be y plus 6. I don't like that. Let's take it out. Okay, y plus 6. Let's have it in a much better way. Okay, it's going to multiply everything here. We have y plus 6. How many times are we sure of this? Okay, yeah, you're correct. Y plus 6 here is term 2, and we also have term 2 here, so we're correct. We multiply with y plus 6. So what we're going to do now will be for us to expand. That's what we're going to do, will be for us to expand. Okay, so for our expansion, this first y will come here and multiply. That it will move also to this, multiply. When we are done, this one will move here, multiply, and when we are done, it will move here and multiply. So we're going to do that. Let's create a space here so we can cross and multiply. Okay, so let's start our multiplication. Y times this other y. Okay, we have the first y. Let's ready. Y times first y. It's correct now. And then the y will move down to multiply 14. Now plus y times 14 times 14 times 14. We are done with that first y. We pick 2 now. This is 14. This is 14. We pick 2 now. Now plus 2 times y plus 2 times y. Okay, now the plus 2 will come into 14 as well, so multiply 14 as well, and plus 2. Right, I need a good pen. Okay, plus 2 times 14. Now everything, we need to make use of our space. Okay, I need to make use of our space, conserve this space now. Everything now, this one here, this y first we multiply this other y. Okay, so times equals to y times y, and the y will also move, multiply this 6. Great, so we have it plus y times 6 plus y times 6. Okay, we're done with that. Let's move to the number now. This one will multiply this y first. Okay, so we have now plus 36 plus 6 times y, so 6 times y. and this 6 also multiply this other 6, so that becomes plus 6 times 6. Okay, we're trying to conserve that space. All right, we proceed. Okay, so y times y here will give us, this other y will give us y raised to power 2 y squared, plus y times 14 here will give us 14y, we're done with that. Now here 2 times y here will give us plus 2y, plus here will give us plus 2y. Okay, will give us plus 2y. All right, I don't want to do that. I want to use color for y. Plus 2y. Okay, better. Now plus 2 times 14 will give us 28, and we say equal to y times y here will give us y squared. This was y squared, not 2y. This was y squared. All right, y raised to power 2, and then plus y times 6 here. Y times 6 here will give us 6y. Give us 6y. I don't want to use that. I want to use color for 6 and color for y. That will help. Okay, so color for 6, the color for 6 is this 6, and write our y. Better. Now 6 times y as well will give us the same as 6y, and then 6 times 6 will give us plus 36. Okay, we can collect like terms. And collect like terms. All right, so okay, collecting like terms, all y squared to y squared will move together. All right, so we have first y squared here, and when this other y squared crosses over this side, it becomes minus y squared. Good. And now numbers to numbers, we now say plus 14. This is 14 plus 14. Oh no, plus 14 y. Okay, so we are done with this 14. We're done with this. We've collected this. Okay, the next number will be plus 2y. So we work with this plus 2y. So we can say yes, plus 2 is a number. Yes, plus 2y. Okay, we're done with that. Let's avoid the number 8. We did this. We've not picked this 6y. So 6y is going to cross the sign of equality. It will become minus 6y. Let's take that into consideration because it's crossing this equality sign. So it becomes minus 6. That's minus 6. Oh, it becomes minus 6y. All right, better. Now we are with this now. This also will cross the sign of equality, and it will become minus 6y as well. It becomes minus 6y. So we can now equate it with the right hand side now. This is 36. Another number that we have here that we did not carry over or collect was this 28, so it crosses this sign, becomes minus 28. This sign becomes minus 28. All right, perfect. So we are making progress. Minus y, this will go become 0, and then 14y plus 2y will give us 16y. 16y minus 6, and we have to just break it down. Minus 6 minus 6y minus 6y is minus 12y. So let's just tidy it up so that you understand better. 14y plus 2y is 16y. Now we are talking about minus here, right? Now 6y minus 6y is the same thing as minus 12y. Okay, we can say equal to, now 36 minus 28 is going to give us 8. Now 16y minus 12y is going to give us what now? It's going to give us that is 4. That will be 4y. Yes, that's 4y. Now equals to 8. So we are looking for y, so we divide both sides by the coefficient of y, all over 4 by biro, all over 4, and 4 cancel itself, 4 cancel itself one time, cancel this other 4 one time, 4 cancel itself one time, comes into 8 2 times. So we say our y is equal to 2. Our y is equal to 2. So we've been able to find the value of y, and since we've been able to find the value of y, we can create this sequence. Now y is 2, so anywhere we see y, we include 2. So here y is 2, so 2 plus 2, that will give us 4, and y is 2 here, so 2 plus 6, that will give us 8. So here will be 8, then 2 is here, 2 plus 14, that will give us 16. So we've been able to create the sequence. Now we are asked to find the 42nd term of the GP. So we are asked to find term 42nd using the formula for it, which is AR power n minus 1. Let's use this formula. In this case, our A is what? Our A is 4, and we have to keep the answer in index form. Don't forget, I need to create this space here. In this case, our A is what? Our A is this 4 here that we just created. Our A is 4. Okay, we need to find our R. We divide 16 by 8 is 2. If we divide 8 by 4 is 2. So our R is 2. Okay, we can now use times 2. Let's impute the multiplication sign so make it correct. And times 2, and the power is always n minus 1, and n here is what? 42 minus 1. 42 minus 1. All right, let's proceed. Okay, so let's still bring down our 4 here. Our 4 times 2. Let's subtract this. 42 minus 1 is what? Is 41. Since we are asked to keep the answer in index form, this 4 here we are going to have it in the same base as 2, and 2 times 2 will give us 4. So this 4 will become 2 raised to power 2 times this 2 remains here, 2 raised to power 41. So they are the same basis, and the law of indices, we are going to add the power. So we pull out one base, that's base 2, one of it, and to keep the answer in index form, we add 41, the power, to this other 2, and that here becomes 43. So 2 raised to power 43 is the answer in index form. And then 4, 8, and 16. 4, 8, and 16 happens to be the power, happens to be the sequence. How do we know? Because we are given this as a sequence. So if you impute 2 here, it becomes 4. Impute 2 here, becomes 8. If you impute 2 here, becomes 4. Impute 2 here, becomes 8. Impute 2 here, becomes 16. That gives us the 4, 8, and 16. That was the correct answer. Okay, it was a long one, and I believe you can solve any question like this. All right, that will be the end of this class. See ya in the next class. Bye bye.